Welcome everybody back here at the Veil of Sound, and I'm very, very happy to have a member of a band here with me that I've been following for quite some time, and where I always thought like, okay, when do we get new music? And finally, we get new music by Klimt 1918. So I'm very, very happy to have Paolo from the band here on the show. Paolo, thanks for joining.
Thank you very much, Thorsten. Very happy to be here and talk to you.
Thank you very much. The first thing that we always do is this pluck of the day, where you get to choose a band where you say, okay, I think they deserve more attention. And I also pluck a band that I think deserves more attention. My choice would be a band that we did an interview with a couple of months ago and who also make a kind of shoegaze, and that is Wilderness from England. So
Okay.
if you haven't heard from it yet, everybody,
Yeah.
please go back to January where we did the interview with two of the guys.
Yeah.
They released their record in, I think, March, end of March. A really cool take on indie rock slash shoegaze. So I think that if you like Klimt, I'm very sure you'll also like Wildernesses. Paolo, is there a band that you would like to plug?
Honestly, I will plug this. This is an English band that calls Amusement Park on Fire. I don't know if you ever heard about them.
Yeah,
it's a band that it's on the scene since ages like us, but literally they never get the deserved attention by the worldwide music business. And even if they do a lot of things, they went on MTV, they tour abroad, but basically they never receive the right response, exposure on the market, and exposure on the not only on the shoegaze or alternative scene, but also on the pop, on indie scene.
Yeah.
We saw them playing, I guess, 3 times, 2 times in Rome, because we are from Rome. And one time I went directly to London to see them. It was roughly in 2008 to 2009. They played a very small club, but honestly, they always been one of the main source of inspiration on Klimt 1918. So let me say that they should deserve more. And in this moment, I guess they are in standby. They are not playing on producing music, but they definitely should deserve more, for sure.
I can only agree. That is a band that is very, very underrated.
Super underrated. Yeah. Let me say that they are very close to Klimt. I mean, I believe that also we are underrated and we deserve more. And let's say there is a sort of link between us and Amusement Park on Fire. Yeah. Honestly, I tried to connect with them once, wanted to organize a live show in Rome. Then they never replied to my email, but it's fine as well. But we do believe that we are pretty similar in terms of music and a type of underrating exposure to market. Let's say that.
Paolo, maybe for everybody who's not as familiar, as you've already said, underexposed to Klimt 1918. What is your position in the band? Which instrument do you play in the band?
I play drum, and I founded the band with my brother in let's say 1999. We were used to play together since the early 90s. We're playing a Swedish death black metal band. But let me say that we've always been influenced by different type of music. Of course, I mean, this moment of life, we'll play that type of music. But my brother and I, we always listen to every type of music, coming from our father, that was also a player. He play music, he play guitar, he play keyboards. So we grew up with music in the family. Then of course the other band, the other bandmates is my brother, is the singer, guitar player, also the composer, let's say also the leader of the band. And during the time we changed a lot of bandmates. Let's say that my brother and I, we are the core of the band. And also Davide, it's in the band since the beginning. Is the bass player. And so let's say that other than my brother and I, that we found the band. Also, Davide is one of the main part of the group of the band, and then we change guitar players. We change one, two, three, four guitar players. I think now we finally stabilized on the lineup. And but who knows? Who knows? Something may change during the years, but who knows?
Yeah, it's always. I think it's also difficult to find somebody. I mean, like you've already said it, you started in 1999, so that's 27 years now. So I think it's difficult to find people who will go along the way with you all those decades now.
I know.
Not Davide, sorry, Paolo. Yeah, of course, there is something that we have to get out of the way for all those people, maybe also for our audience in America. Klimt, 1918. Who came up with a band name?
It's the most frequent asked question. Let's say.
I'm very sure.
Yeah, very sure. But we answered we addressing these questions since the beginning. I mean, let's say it's pretty easy. So we are great fan of Klimt, the painter, and the first time we get together, we decided that we want to do a music that embodies the same type of the same art and the type of elegance of, and so just to translate. The same heart into music, and also the same sense of mortality of Klimt. And the 1918, it's a tribute to Bauhaus band. Probably you know that Bauhaus, the first name was Bauhaus 1919, and then we put the number at the end of the name Klimt. But also 1918, is the number that correspond to the death of Klimt, and we can speak a lot and speak all the night about the name, but most of all, that's the reason why we choose that name.
I can also I also came to it from another, and you've already indirectly said that. I also understood the name always in a kind of program. In a kind of what we want to do. You've already said that. There is a certain aesthetic in your sound that reminds me a lot of Vienna secession art.
Yeah.
Do you think that you paint with your guitars?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you very much for asking this, because we especially in the last records, there is a huge variety on the type of sound. Let's say that we have very layered sound with a lot of guitars. Let me say that when we mixed the last album to the Castle of Doom records with Tony Dugan, that it's a mastermind. It's a veteran of post rock and shoegaze. It's the mastermind behind the Mogwai, Twilight Set. And he said that we are the first band in his career that brought to the mixing desk the highest amount of guitars. And yes, in a certain way, we need to paint. If you look at the Klimt's art, it's a really mix of techniques. And it's a painting. Klimt was used to put gold leaves on the painting. So let's say yes, we try to paint our music with different sound. Especially the last album, there is a lot of noises. We choose different sounds, and if you listen to that, I mean, to the last record, you can listen that. Sort of, can I say, you can lose your balance in a certain way, because you can understand which sound coming from, and probably it's really close to a painting, most of all to a clean painting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's the question. It's is really founded and focused on our music. Thank you very much for asking. You really picked the sense of our sound.
And of course, your sound also changed over the last couple of years. Would you
Yes.
say that now with Amor, it is maybe more shoegazy than before?
Of course, there is the without doubt it's more shoegazing that than the past. Let's say that we started to put shoegazing sound starting from Dopoguerra, that it was released in 2005, let's say 21 years ago. And year by year and album by album, the sound evolve. And let's say that we try to interpret the shoegaze in our way to make it more personal, and also it's even more progressive.
Mm.
So sometimes the shoegaze band are, let's say, stuck on that type of sound, and we try to bring our own interpretation of shoegaze, and let's say that we want to bring our Klimt 1918 interpretation of shoegaze. Let's say like that. And also we put together different type of music that is not only that shoegaze, but also post rock, also pop, also a dreamy sound of course, and also everything is coming from the past. I mean, also the metal sound, the melody of the metal period is still in our sound, and also the type and the structure of song that put together also the source of inspiration in the past. We started to listen to music in the early 80s, and one of the first the first record my brother and I we bought was song from the Big Chair from Tears for Fears.
Mm.
And let's say that that sound was kept in every record we released, starting from our demo. Then we András Momento, and also the following records. We trying to use the same feelings, the same pop or dream pop sound, and the last in Àmor, and our last album, it's all together. Let's say like that. Let's say that we are in continuous evolution. Our sound. If you listen to our records, the sound change. Yes, there is always a continuity on the last record on a shoegaze sound, but things changed a lot. Mm-hmm. Also, the mood of the sound, the mood of the song, the mood of the lyrics change, but we have a backbone that is still the same since years.
Now, the title of the record is Àmor, love. When listening to it, it also sounds a lot like another question. Does it sound like a love affair or an affair to make love to?
Yeah, I mean, let's look backward. The album was composed, let's say, during COVID. Mm-hmm. And during COVID, after 3 months of lockdown, we met in the south of Italy, where our guitar player Claudio was born. We were in a studio for 2 weeks in the south of Italy, and so Àmor is a sort of counterbalance to the silence we have experienced in the recent years, also due to the lockdown. So it's that's the reason why it's the lockdown. It's make us detach from our beloved ones, let's say, for that, and for our families, and sometimes also happens that to the bandmates that were detached also from girlfriend or and for many reasons. But in that moment of life, we were in one apartment. The other one was another apartment. And one day, we were forced to lock down in our apartments. So this is a certain way. It's relates to the romantic and sexual relationship and bonds of affection. And so this album was born for and comes from the solitude and the sense of dislocation, and everything was translated into this record and the mood of the sound. So let's say that the desire or connecting with people and was burning inside of all of us. So let's say yes, there is a sexual meaning and affection meaning behind these records. That it is coming that the solitude where we were coming from due to the pandemic was focusing also to the coming back of our affection, let's say, most of all. And you know that in Latin, Àmor means precisely that this feeling, that this burning feeling that can spill over into the blaze and becoming something dangerous and destructive. So in that moment of life, everyone was burning inside just to change life, coming back to normality and reality, and most of all, coming back to the connection, to the beloved one that we missed, and we, let's say, we stayed attached for a while. Let's say like that. And
is it also reaffirming your love for the band itself?
Absolutely, 100%. And let's say that also during COVID, we were all together. We have calls. We also tried to play. We try to find a way to play from each other apartment. I don't know if you look around during COVID, like bands on social, they played everyone from each apartment. I mean, we didn't have the same, let's say, instruments or expensive tools to play all together. So we tried to do that. We didn't manage, but let's say that as soon as the lockdown was in standby, we got together. We tried to play with the face mask on. Yeah. But we never started to play. Also, after a couple of months from the lockdown pause, because in Italy, the lockdown, especially in the north, was lasting for 1 year most of all, but there were different pauses. There were different standbys, and during summer we went to the south of Italy. We played together. We put the bass of the new album.
And then you even have maybe the sexiest instrument ever on the record. You have an alto saxophone played by Domenico Vellucci. How did the collaboration come about? How did it happen?
Yes, this is something I mentioned before. It's most of all this is the 80 music, and we song from the big chair from Tears for Fears is really fulfilled with that instrument, with the saxophone, and we always thought that it was too sexy, very sexy, and in a certain moment of life we wanted to put in our music. Let's say in the past we didn't have the chance to put the saxophone. We put also in the Sentimentale Jugend, and but in the song Eros was perfect. And that moment, the pathos and the climax of that song, at the end of that song, deserve an instrument like the saxophone. So we was super easier to. It comes without saying that we have to put the saxophone on that song. So most of all, to address your question, it's the saxophone comes from our love for 80 music, and for all the bands that use the type of instrument in their sound.
There is also something on the record that I like a lot, but that is also something that is on a lot of Klimt records.
Yeah,
there is something timeless, that record Àmor could have been released 20 years ago and people would say, oh, wonderful. And now if we listen to it in 10 years, we will also say it's wonderful. It doesn't sound as if it is connected to a certain point in time. Did that just happen, or was that important for you?
Oh, it's a good question. Maybe because it's a mix of inspiration. That is inspiration from the 80s and 90s music. So that's the reason why maybe this sound is immortal. Let's say that our sound it's continually change. And but yes, I can imagine that our sound can be seen as immortal because it's yeah, as I told you before, it comes from different source of inspiration. We never make a secret about that. Yeah. But honestly, I don't wanna be stuck on the past. Let's say we always look at the future, but also look in the past. But so we try to make to change and interpret our music for record by record, and but let's say yes that we always add something source of reference that it's transversal in every type in every records we released for sure, 100%.
I mean, like, we could never say never. James Bond taught us that. But one never knows if this is the last record that you will do as a band. Would you say, okay, if this is our last record, I'm totally happy this is the last Klimt 1918?
I don't want to say that it's our last record because we have a lot to say. But yes, we would be happy that Àmor will be the last records because really has been a painful one. Not only because about COVID, because basically we arranged this record 5 years ago, and for many reasons, that is personal life, familiar reason, and for COVID, and let's say that Klimt there never been a band that is so reactive that we are some music business. Pushing and so we always have our time and just to take the time and produce what we want to say in the right moment. But let's say yes, being this album very probably the most painful one because all the things I say before, and also the production, the recordings, and has been so painful. But we are very happy of the result, and we believe is the most romantic, record from Klimt 1918. I will say that this is the last one will be the right one for sure. But of course, we have a lot to say, and we are projected to the future, and probably the next record will be not released in 10 years.
Yes,
but before, hopefully. And but if we had to choose the last album, yes, Àmor would be the perfectly the last one for the reason I told you. And but of course we don't want to say that's the last one. So it's but if you had to choose, yes.
Let's talk. The record is a very sensual experience. Songs are awesome. They are very emotional. The vocals are wonderful. Everything flows. And then there is also something about the record that I think a lot of people nowadays do not notice enough: the artwork.
Mhm.
When looking at the artwork, there is also this kind of elegance in it. I mean, like, we have the majority of the artwork of the cover is some kind of dark navy blue, and then there is this tiny, elegant stripe in the middle, which looks partially like a human silhouette, partially orange spaces, which look a little bit like fire, maybe a man on fire. First of all, who came up with the idea of the cover? And do you also see it the way that I, for example, just said?
Let's say that we the cover, uh, let's say, embodies perfectly the meaning of the album, like uh, loneliness, the solitude of this tiny figure and silhouette in the cobalt blue, and burning alone. And so let's say reflect what we experienced. I told you before, when we are all stuck at home and during the pandemic, everyone was burning inside to get out from the apartment and come together with the beloved ones. So let's say that perfectly reflect the meaning of this record. And we this artwork, I mean, the remaining artwork was made by myself and my brother. I'm always in, let's say, I made all the artworks of Klimt 1918 since the beginning. Apart from the covers, that we always try to find the right cover. And this time, we really appreciate the artwork of these German designers called Serifa. And not only but because of the type of the style, also the type of design, the work, the blur background. But by scrolling the artwork on Serifa website, when we at the moment we look at this picture and say, okay, this is perfect for us, because it's really embodies and reflect what we wanted to express from the meaning of the album. So, and again, the solitude, the loneliness of this figure alone in the infinite background, it's is really meaningful, and is really reflect the burning feelings, and it's also burning feeling of each one of us. And I mean, when someone burning for love or for any issues in life, there's something burning inside. And being this album something that related with love, and it's the love that when there is something where someone is experiencing pain for love, is absolutely burning inside.
Yeah, definitely.
And so, yeah.
Did you notice that this is a very unklimt cover? Because Klimt was known for clear edges, sharp edges, not a lot of blurs. This is very unklimtish.
Let me say that I disagree on that.
Okay, cool. Because I also have to say I'm not the Klimt expert. No.
I mean, the Klimt, it's also famous for, I mean, seniors and I mean, painting. And if you look at the painting on Klimt, so they also go beyond boundaries of each painting. So, and it's a mix of arts and a mix of techniques. So I don't want to say that Klimt have some type of rigid boundaries that
Mhm.
is the other way around.
Mhm.
And so let's say that apart from the techniques, I mean, this cover, this artwork, it can embody this again Klimt artwork and I mean the Klimt paintings, they are very sexy and sexual.
Definitely.
You see the bodies that they are, I mean, bounded together and
Yeah.
try to express feelings, and the same expression of feelings that they are in Klimt's painting. I believe that it's reflected on the cover, that the feeling of passion in Klimt paintings is also reflected in this, in the in Àmor cover. Uh, you can see the feelings coming from
Mhm.
this painting,
That's
and
true. That's definitely true.
yeah, I mean,
Um,
it's also, I mean, it's a sort of interpretation. I mean, so we, but I'm I don't want to say that it's less Klimt. This uh, technique is different, but
mhm.
it's the feelings, and they are conveyed probably in the same way.
That's true. Now, Paolo, you have been in a band with your brother for more than 30 years,
Yeah.
and you haven't killed each other. That's a good thing first. But
We
how
try.
is it?
We try.
You
Sometimes.
tried killing your brother. Okay, cool. But how is it? How is the experience of being in a band or in bands with your brother so long?
Oh, this is a very nice question. I mean, let's say being brothers means also ensuring stability, a continuity to the project. Because let's say I talk to my brother every day, also once, twice, or three times a day. Even if we live in two different cities, my brother and the band is in Rome, I'm in Milan for different reasons. And but let's say almost every weekend I come back in Rome also to play a rehearsal with the band. And so I play drums. My brother it's a guitar player, and let's say the two of us alone, they represent the band in its purest form. And as we said at the beginning, we change lineup many times, record by record. But my brother and I, we always been the backbone in its very essence. Let's say like
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
Let's say everything around us change, but we remain always the same. So they say the core remain solid. Of course, and in every band, but also not in a band. Also, when you work with someone in your family, is not easy, because it's everything comes back to the past, and what you experienced in life and when you grew up. But let's say that without my brother, this project could never been the same.
Mhm.
And let's say that we create everything together. Of course, my brother, it's the leader. It's also the composer of the music, a composer of the lyrics, and then the music is arranged all together. Let's say that every bandmate brings its own experience and feeling, trying to enhance and enrich the sound and but if coming back to the first question, it's working with a brother is the best feeling I can experience, honestly. And it also it's a reason to stay in connection. Sometimes in life with your brother, for many reasons, you don't connect with your uh, I mean your brother, your sister, your siblings, and for many reasons. But the music is the reason why my brother and I were always connected, and this is
Mhm.
very good.
You've already said that Marco is like the composer. So is it the way that he brings all the ideas to the table, or do others also come up with song ideas? How does it work?
It works, yes. My brother brings the main ideas, and then it's arranged all together.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes when he brings the structure, that it works itself. So it's not necessary to change. We take it as is, and then with some arrangements here and there. It happened. It happened in the past. It happens also for Àmor, but let's say usually the main structure of the song, lyrics, the melodies are brought by my brother, and then from Marco, and then we arrange all together.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say in the past also the other bandmates, they also arrange some song, and of course. But let's say, to address your question, it's my brother. It's bringing the main skeleton of the songs and the melodies and so on, and then it's arranged all together.
And then, I mean, like, it's always difficult. He brings an idea. What happens if the three of you say no? Sorry, Marco. No.
I don't want to answer to that question. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Yeah.
It's the most painful one. No, it's sometimes happened, but let's say that it happened, but we try to find compromises. Compromises, like in relationship. It's if you wanted to make your relationship last for a long time, you need to find compromise. And so sometimes where the approach and the vision is completely the opposite, you need to find compromise, and we always find compromise. But let's say that the Marco, it's always put on the table, on the Klimt table, always amazing songs and masterpieces. I'm not saying that because it's my band, because it's my brother, but I don't make the secret that it's one of the best composer I've ever met, and probably it's not only the band is underrated, but also my brother is underrated. I'm sorry, I don't want to show off.
No, that's totally fine. That's totally
fine. So we are very humble. We're very humble, but he should be a composer also for other projects, to third bands, to third singer, and Marcos is always wanted to produce music for himself and for Klimt. So, but his inspiration in music is quite high, and so if you look at the songs, every song is a story behind, and I don't want to say that the Klimt songs are songs A, songs B, or song C. Every song are A. I mean, we try to create single, and we try to put so much effort in every song. Let's say every song is a single. Maybe one song is more single than the other one, and of course, but we let's say that can I say
there are some stronger and some even stronger songs.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, let's say that each song it's really powerful, and it's well composed, and it has a meaning. It also has a role in the album. It's not that okay, we have 3 or 4 main songs and the other songs are just to fulfill the album length. And no, it's not like that. And it's come from, most of all, from the high level of composing skills of my brother. Also, the high level of composing skills of all the band, also by the rest of the band. All the bandmates are different background. Claudio is really close to our background. I mean, he didn't have the background of my brother and I with metal, so he's more alternative and more shoegaze, and he brought a lot of added value to this album, as well as all the other guitar players. And also Davide is a pop background, also a reggae one. So if you see the Klimt songs sometimes have some alternative sound that is not shoegaze or indie properly, but it's also look at the back or look at the 80s pop, the 80s reggae to the 80s police. And I really like to say that the our sound it's a mix of sound. It's a mix of experience. It's a mix of sources, and that's the reason why it makes our sound unique, and most of all. So that's the reason we come back to the previous question that are you shoegaze? Yes, we have a shoegaze sound. But they say that all the rest it's Klimt, and that we wanted to put together different source of inspiration coming from the past.
You mentioned that you also think, of course, you think about which tracks make it on the record, also track listing. Now, if anybody, or I hope that a lot of people will also buy the art book version of the record, because then you get a second CD with 5 more tracks. Yeah. Can you explain why? Why? Can you explain how it comes that you chose those 5 to be on the bonus tracks and not on the record?
Good question. Good question. Let's say that at a certain moment we have. This is a practical, reason. So you cannot, because nowadays, the LP, the vinyl, it's a support that it's the most purchased support right now is the vinyl, most of all. So we have to fulfill the timing for the vinyl. So this is one of the reasons why we choose that song. So the song that was to be put into the vinyl, they had to correspond to the main album, most of all. And it was also very painful to choose which songs to carve out from the main album, and which song to dedicate to the B side. To the B side, so it's only for the art book. And there is also a surprise that I cannot disclose now. So the people that will purchase the artwork will find a surprise that it's a ghost track, and that it's a tribute to the past, to the origins, to the very origins. It's not to the beginning of Klimt, even before. So that's the reason why people should purchase the artwork, because there is a nice surprise for our audience, for our fans, our oldest fans. Okay. And then let's say that the songs on the side B, there are songs that also version of the songs of the side A, the main album, and also songs that are, of course, remain outside from the main side, from the main album. And but we don't want to say that they are can I say not important as the first one. So the songs that are in the main album was mixed by Tony Dugan and Castle of Doom, and mastered by Frank Oakwright and in London in Abbey Road. The other songs were mixed and mastered and in our studio in a room, and so at a certain moment we had to decide to put attention to the main song most of all. So let's say that the importance is more or less the same, but they have same arrangements, same modes, but of course the production is different because of course the type of studios where both sides were mixed or mastered is different, and but the sound is amazing as well.
Let's imagine that you and your band can curate a 1-day 5-band festival in Rome. One of the bands is Klimt. What are the other 4 bands, and in which order would you put all 5 bands on stage?
Oh my god! And we will be obviously will be the support act, because I mean the other.
So you can watch all the others.
Yeah, for sure. The other bands will be bigger than us, most famous than us. And the question is quite tough. I mean, let's say that on top of my head, I will say Dead Can Dance, Tears for Fears, Smashing Pumpkins.
You have one spot left. You have one spot left.
Oh, one spot left. Okay. No, sorry. Give me other 2. I mean,
okay, 2.
Okay, 2. Amusement Park on Fire and probably The Cure.
Okay. So, and would Klimt be first, second? Where would you place your own band?
The opening act, for sure. It's impossible the other way around. It's impossible. But I mean, let's say Klimt, then we say Amusement Park on Fire, and then I will say Smashing Pumpkins, and then let's say Dead Can Dance and The Cure.
Okay. And last question before we come to the part that nobody likes, but I always do, the infamous quickfire round. Last question before that. If you, I mean, like, of course, over so many years and decades, you have played a cover song. That's clear. But let's think the other way around. If you could choose one artist who is still making music, let's put it like that. First, that's very important. An artist that is still performing, if you could choose one of those artists to cover a Klimt 1918 song, which band would you like to do which song?
Honestly, I would pick one band that I mentioned before, that is Dead Can Dance.
Okay,
and yeah, it's and also would be great to choose an artist that who is a world away from our music, but of course has been a source of inspiration. So perhaps it can be Brendan Perry from Dead Can Dance. That might cover maybe It Was to Be. That is a song coming from the previous album, Sentimental Jugend. I mean, if you ever been to the Dead Can Dance or Brendan Perry show concert, it's mesmerizing. The depth and of his voice and the feeling coming from his voice, it's, I don't know, I have a goosebump here. I mean, and so interpreting such a deep song like It Was to Be would be amazing. And Honestly, let me tell you something. Uh, we really love a person in our life that it's our sound engineer, Thomas. Thomas Nedert, and he work with a lot of bands. It's. I mean, Thomas. It's older than us. Uh, he follow us in every concert, in every show outside Italy, and he worked with as a sound engineer for Dead Can Dance in the 80s, on the 90s, if I recollect well, and he told us a lot of memories. He told us a lot of memories about his experience with Dead Can Dance, and so it's also that's the reason why, not only because Dead Can Dance is it's one of our most favorite band, and also because the connection with Thomas, that it's a connection also with Dead Can Dance. Mm-hmm. So I can imagine Brendan Perry playing live with us and singing "It Was to Be" song and mixed live by Thomas will be a dream that can come true. Let's say that.
Let's hope it will at some point. Paolo, thanks for all the detailed answers and also for the display of love for your brother. It's something that I really enjoyed. But the infamous quickfire round at the end, you will always get two alternatives. And I always use the examples of AC/DC with Brian Johnson or AC/DC with Bon Scott. Which one do you like more? And we've talked also a lot about art. So I felt like, okay, if I give him anything where he has to choose between Klimt and somebody else, that does not work. And then I was reminded of that Italian art movement of the early 20th century, the Novecento. So I'll give you two artists from that Novecento movement, and you have to choose between Malerba and Marusik. I hope I pronounced it correctly.
I have to choose one for sure, or
one.
Maybe Malerba, maybe the first one. Yeah.
Okay. Cocteau Twins. Oof. You get to choose between two of their records: Heaven or Las Vegas, or Head Over Heels.
Heaven, Las Vegas, 100%.
Mm-hmm. Let's look a little bit at your death metal roots. Morbid Angel versus Death.
Morbid Angel, Blessed Are the Sick.
Okay. I have to say I looked up a little bit because I'm not that familiar with Italian hardcore not hardcore, death metal from the 90s. But I found two bands. I listened to it. I really liked it. So I hope I, again, pronounce it correctly. Salist versus November.
November.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, the November 100%. November, it's a family. They are from Rome. Also, the drum was recorded by Giuseppe Orlando's studio. Giuseppe is the founder of November, and now is no longer part of the band. Even if the band was found by Giuseppe and his brother Carmelo. I was used to tour with November, and I believe they produced one of the best death metal, and not only music in the music history. Mm-hmm. And I mean, they made. I was a huge fan of them. Mm-hmm. Not only because they are friends, but because the album they produce since the beginning, they means a lot for me. Mm-hmm. And so 100% November. Also the love that we have for Giuseppe, the drummer, that also It was the one we recorded the first three albums by Giuseppe Studios. So the demo, Secession makes postmodern music, Andressa Momento and Dopoguerra was completely recorded in Giuseppe Studio. So the connection with November is very close.
So I'm very happy that I am, as a hardcore kid, remember that I saw an Italian hardcore band in the 90s. So I'll give you that band and the one that I didn't see, but that I know about even from back in the day. You have to choose between Negazione and Arturo.
And?
Arturo.
No, Negazione. Negazione, it's the history of hardcore in Italy. So 100% Negazione. I saw them live many years ago. And Negazione's name, it's an archetype of hardcore music, not only for Italy but for worldwide hardcore scene. So 100% Negazione.
Yeah, as I said, I saw them in my hometown in Cologne, like 30 years ago. So they were also very active. Let's go to two bands from the 80s, and this might be difficult, but you have to choose between Sisters of Mercy or The Cure.
No. The Cure, 100%. The Cure, 100%.
I know people who would say like it's always Sisters of Mercy.
No. I mean the Sisters of Mercy are a great band, but the album that The Cure produced are immortal. I mean, that's the reason why the Cure was one of the band I choose for the previous questions. No, I mean the Cure they are immortal, and the feelings coming from the Cure song will last forever and ever. Mm-hmm. So also I choose some Cure song for many important personal moments of my life. Mm-hmm. So I saw them live many times, and
always The Cure.
The Cure.
Okay, the post-rock element in Klimt 1918 is, of course, not to be forgotten. So I'll give you two post-rock bands: Oh Hiroshima versus Lost in Kiev. To a little more modern.
I will say the second one.
Lost in Kiev? Okay. Yeah. Now, as you have talked about the family and the importance of music for your family, I thought I come up with two family-oriented things. You have to choose between Jeff Buckley and Tim Buckley.
Jeff Buckley.
Mm-hmm. And you show so much love for your brother. I'm already afraid of asking the next one, because I'll give you the two brothers who might go down as the worst brothers in history of music. Oasis. You have to choose between Champagne Supernova and Roll With It. I gave you two very different songs.
Champagne Supernova is a great song. It's a great song. You know the story behind, I mean, the story behind Oasis, and from what they come from, the label they come from, they share with great shoegaze and bands, and so the Oasis, they have a great past, let's say like that. And also the songs that they made, not all the song, but I really respect the music they made. Champagne Supernova is a very romantic song, and great melodies, 100%.
And for the last one, there is also a certain pop element in Klimt 1918.
Yes, 100%.
And so I thought, like, what can I give him? I chose to give you two songs by Blondie.
Blondie.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can choose between Heart of Glass and Maria. So one very old and the comeback song from, I think, late.
Heart of Glass, 100%, because it's yes, this let's say pop and then disco, mood and feelings. But let's say that I always focus on melodies, and melodies are amazing.
Yeah.
I say that the music from the 80s and the 90s about melodies, they will never come back, let's say. And Blondies and Art of Glass is very good melodies.
Paolo, thanks for all your time. Thanks for the cool answers. And most important, thanks for the great new record. And I'm also very happy that you said the next record will not keep us waiting 10 years.
Hopefully. We are dinosaurs that we take our times. And as I told you before, we wanted to release music that we really wanted to release. And so we don't want to release music only because we have to release music. And we want to release music because we believe is the right moment, is the right music to be released. So that's the reason why. So let's see. Hopefully not 10 years, but 3 or 4.
Yeah, we will not push you if it's 3, 4. Okay. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Thorsten.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Ciao.